cold. I'm out here by myself. I've got to get this thing tagged up and cleaned up. Folks, when I'm cleaning a deer, I like to use 3 different types of knives. I like to use about a 5-inch serrate knife, something that has a big handle on it. That way I can cut through the sternum as I'm gutting. One knife can gut and cut through the sternum all at one time. From there, I go to a skinning knife. It's a much shorter blade. It's got a sharp point on it, and it has a much more curved blade on it. That way I can peel the hide off and do my work a lot neater. Once the hide has been removed, then I want a boning knife, and I like to use a 6-inch boning knife, and that way I can get deep into the muscle tissue and take it right off the bone while the deer is hanging on the rack. Bone it out while it's hanging on the rack makes the job a whole lot nicer. Folks, what we're going to do is we're just going to take the hide off of this deer. It's been hanging all night, so the meat's cooled off. It's going to be a lot easier to work with. And we're just going to take the hide off from the top here, and just pull it down and do all the work ourselves. There's no reason to get a butcher involved. We'll do it from field to freezer and just take care of the work ourselves. All you have to do is just get in here and just slowly move your knife across the membrane and give it a good pull every now and again. You can see this deer's been eating really well. Look at the fat here. You want to make sure that you remove all the fat from the venison. Right here is where you get that gamey taste. Unlike beef, where it has a lot of marbling of the fat inside the muscle tissue, here the deer will have the fat on top, and you want to take all of it off. Otherwise, it's not going to make the venison taste any better, that's for sure. Folks, what I like to do is carry my sharpening sticks with me in my backpack. These instruments take up very little room. You always have them available, and that way you can always do a good job on your big game. And when it's cutting hair like that, now I know that I'm done, I'm ready to go. This knife is done. It didn't take more than, what, less than a minute? And what we're going to get out next on the deer is the tenderloin. A lot of old timers call this the sweet meat, and it's located on the inside of the deer, and this is the best part of the deer, and you want to make sure that you preserve it. A lot of people don't even know that this is an edible meat, but it is. And what we're going to do is just go back in here along the backbone, take this nice chunk of meat out, and it's just about there. There we go. There's the tenderloin, and this is a piece of meat that you can do a lot with, and it's good just about any way that you can think of, but you want to preserve those. Here you have a little bit of dark meat where it has dried overnight, and it's got a little bit of frozen part on it, and what we'll do is we'll just trim that out, and it'll look just like that when we get everything done. Here we have the back strap. On the other side, we've got the fat and the silver skin. We'll take this back home and fillet this on out and clean it up. This side will look just like this side when we're finished. So we got one more to go. All we're going to do is just work this knife down and around this femur and just take a nice big slab out. Look at that. No bone chips. There you go. There's a partial ham. Sometimes I'm approached and I'm told, why do you hunt? We don't really need to have hunting anymore. We can go down to the local supermarket and buy our meat. Well, I can't. I want the best meat that's possible. You ever stop and think venison is very high in HDLs, the good cholesterols? It's low in the LDLs, or the bad cholesterols, which means it's heart healthy. It's low in saturated fat. It has no steroids in it. It has no antibiotics, no other growth hormones. It's the perfect fuel for my body. And the only way that I'm going to get it is that if I get up off the couch and go out and do some work and actually harvest that animal. So do I need hunting? You bet I do.